There's a quiet hum to my life now, a steady, supportive rhythm I wouldn't trade for anything. But to get here, to this place of calm and genuine connection with melody, I had to walk through a fire, extinguish a storm, and ultimately, reclaim myself from someone who saw me as nothing more than a convenient placeholder. It all started about a year and a half ago. I was 33, she was 30, and we met on a serious dating app. Let's call her Nora. We'd text until the early hours, sharing easy conversation, and after a few weeks, I asked her out. Nora was undeniably beautiful, the kind of woman who turned heads. I was a decent guy, industrial designer, good money, fit, but I knew she had endless options. Our first date, at an Italian place downtown, felt magical. We talked for 3 hours, and she was the one who leaned in for the first kiss. Within a month, we were official. Yet, the constant attention she received from other men never stopped, and she'd often mention it, almost as if testing me. Then, about 4 months in, during one of our late-night talks, she brought up hall passes. You know, the hypothetical where you each pick a celebrity you'd be allowed to sleep with. I chose Jennifer Lawrence, maybe. She picked Ryan Gosling. But then she added something that truly stuck. I don't think there are many celebrities who would actually say no to me, though. She said it dead serious, with an unnerving conviction that she could have anyone. I knew she was attractive, but hearing that felt arrogant. I laughed it off, but her words replayed in my mind for days. That was the first real flag, not confidence, but entitlement, like the rules simply didn't apply to her. A month later, at dinner with her friends, the flags multiplied. There was Olivia, the divorced one with a sharp edge, Natasha, who thrived on drama, and Maeve, with her lifestyle Instagram and thousands of followers. They were a tight-knit group, and they treated me like I should feel lucky to be in their presence. Olivia asked what I did. When I said industrial designer, she snickered, that sounds stable. I heard the unspoken code for boring. Natasha chimed in, wait, you swiped on her? That's bold. Like, it was funny. I thought I had a shot. Nora just laughed along. Later, in the car, I brought it up. She waved it off. It's not that deep. They're just teasing. I stayed quiet. These weren't just her friends, they were her reflection, and they'd decided I was beneath her. Things remained smooth on the surface, but I started noticing cracks. The subtle angle of her phone, away from me. The way she'd backtrack when I asked about her work. Little inconsistencies, like threads unraveling. Then the late nights began. Nora worked as an event coordinator, usually home by 6:30. But one week in October, everything shifted. First, it was 7:30, client issue. Then 8 o'clock, catering problem. By the fourth night, I saw the pattern. Her explanations grew vague. Before, she'd share every detail when work ran late. Now, it was just surface-level excuses. When I'd press, she'd snap, why are you asking so many questions? Do you not trust me? I'd back off, but the pattern repeated. I started documenting it, dates, times, excuses, all in my phone notes. 3 weeks in, she walked in at 9:15 on a Wednesday, usually her slow day, smiling at her phone. I was on the couch. Hey, good day. She looked up, startled. Oh, yeah. Long but good. What kept you? Just grabbed drinks with a coworker. Oh, yeah. Who? Just Brad. You don't know him. The way she said Brad, casual, easy, yet she'd never mentioned him before. Never stayed out until 9:15 for drinks. And that fleeting glance away when she said his name, the quick subject change. Cool. Sounds fun. I didn't push, didn't ask follow-ups. She seemed relieved. Over the next 2 weeks, Brad came up 3 more times, always vague, always late. Each time, I just nodded, letting her think I believed her. I kept documenting. Her phone was always face down now. Different passcode. More makeup. Less sex. One night in late November, at Olivia's apartment for dinner, I was quiet, observing. When Nora went to the bathroom, Olivia leaned over to me, a knowing smile playing on her lips. "You're so chill, Edward. I love that about you. Some guys would be so insecure with a girlfriend like Nora." I just nodded, took a drink. Natasha laughed from across the table. "See, this is why it works. He knows his role." It was said like a joke, but it landed like a test. I didn't give her anything, just smiled slightly and went back to my food. But I clocked it, he knows his role, like I was playing a part. And Nora, smiling along, didn't defend me. She just changed the subject. Maeve, glued to her phone, suddenly piped up, "Nora, you and Brad killed it on that conference last weekend. I saw the photos." My head snapped up. So did Nora's. "What photos?" Maeve looked confused. "The ones on the company page. You guys were tagged together." Nora laughed it off, a little too quickly. "Oh, yeah, those. Brad took a bunch of setup shots. Probably just for the portfolio." "You two looked really good together," Maeve added. "He's a good work partner." The exchange lasted maybe 30 seconds, but it confirmed what I already knew. And her friends knew it, too. The way Maeve brought it up, Olivia and Natasha's exchanged glance, they all knew. That night, Nora was in a good mood, more affectionate than she'd been in weeks, telling me how much her friends liked me, how lucky she was. I went to bed early, faking a headache, and lay there, the pieces clicking into place, the late nights, Brad, the friends' comments. I realized I had two choices: confront her now with mere suspicions and be gaslit, or wait, get undeniable proof, and then make my move. I chose to wait. 2 weeks before Christmas, at work, my phone buzzed. An Instagram message from a stranger, a woman named Ashley. The message read, "We need to talk about Brad and your girlfriend." My hands went cold. More messages instantly flooded in. "I'm Brad's fiancé." I found messages between him and Nora on his laptop. A lot of them. "I'm sending you everything because you deserve to know." Then the screenshots started, 20, 30, 40 of them. I had to put my phone down, walk to the bathroom to breathe. Back at my desk, I scrolled. The first few were flirty but innocent. Then they got worse. "Brad, I can't stop thinking about last night." "Me either." "When can we do that again?" "My place tomorrow." "Ashley's working late." "Perfect. I'll tell Edward the first have a client dinner." My stomach churned. I closed my eyes, forcing myself to breathe. I kept scrolling. The messages went back 4 months, to September. Photos, too. Nothing explicit, but enough. Nora in his apartment, at a restaurant I'd never heard of, in a dress she'd claimed to wear to a work function I couldn't attend. Then I hit the message that stopped. Me cold. Brad had texted her, "Does your boyfriend know about us?" Nora's response, 3 minutes later, "He's clueless. Honestly, he's just safe at this point. Like a roommate who pays half the bills. I need someone who actually excites me, you know?" "Brad, so why not just leave him then, Nora?" "Nora, because he's stable. He's not going anywhere. And I'm not giving up security for fun. I can have both." I read it 3, 4, 5 times. I wasn't her partner. I was her safety net. Her boring backup plan. A roommate who pays half the bills. He's not going anywhere. I can have both. Ashley sent more, a video of them kissing outside his building, timestamped 3 nights ago. Location data from Brad's phone, showing Nora at his apartment, times and dates matching every single late night I'd documented. A voice memo, "Clearly Nora, I don't know, I feel bad sometimes, but like, Edward's sweet. He's just boring. We do the same thing every night. Same restaurants, same conversations. Brad makes me feel alive. Like I'm 25 again. I'll deal with Edward eventually. Just not now. I'm not ready to give up what we have. Eventually. Like I was a problem she'd handle at her convenience. Ashley's final message: I'm leaving him tonight, packing my stuff as we speak. Thought you should have the option to do the same. Sorry you're going through this. No one deserves this. I didn't respond. I sat there, saved all my work, then told my boss I had a personal emergency. I drove home in complete silence, no music, no calls. I sat in our parking garage for 20 minutes, screenshotting everything Ashley sent, backing it up everywhere. Then I went upstairs. Nora was in the shower, singing. I sat on the couch and waited. 10 minutes later, she walked into the living room in a towel, smiling. Hey babe, how is work? I looked at her. We need to talk. Her face changed. She sat down, maintaining distance. About what? I handed her my phone with the screenshots. She scrolled. Her hands shook, face paling. By the 10th screenshot, she wasn't even looking anymore. Edward, this isn't what it looks like. I waited. Okay, yes, Brad and I have been talking, but nothing physical happened. These messages are just, we were joking around. I stared at her. Okay, fine. We kissed a few times, but that's it. I was confused. I made a mistake. I still didn't respond. Edward, please say something. We're done. You're not staying here tonight. She froze. What? You need to leave. Pack what you can carry. You can't just kick me out. This is my place, too. The lease is in my name. You're not on it. Has been since we moved in because your credit was bad. Remember? You can go to Olivia's. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. You're overreacting. Let me explain. No. If you refuse to leave, I'll call building security, then the police if I have to. Your choice. This is emotional abuse. You're trying to punish me. I stood, walked to the bedroom, and started pulling her clothes out of the closet, throwing them onto the bed. She followed, trying to talk, trying to explain. You're being controlling right now. I didn't respond, just kept packing. Edward, please. I love you. I made a mistake, but we can fix this. I stopped, turned to her. You called me a roommate who pays bills. You told him I was boring and safe, and you'd deal with me eventually. That's not a mistake. That's who you are. I didn't mean it. Yes, you did. I handed her the bag. You can get the rest this weekend with supervision. I'll schedule a time. Now, you need to leave. She started crying. Where am I supposed to go? Call your friends. She pulled out her phone with shaking hands, typing in their group chat. Within 2 minutes, all 3 responded. Natasha offered to pick her up. Olivia said Nora could stay with her. They're on their way. Good. Wait downstairs. Can I please just stay until they get here? It's cold outside. Lobby now. She grabbed the bag, walked toward the door, stopped, turned around. You're really going to throw away our relationship over this? You already did that. I'm just cleaning up. The door buzzer rang. Her ride was here. She looked at me one last time, waiting for me to change my mind. I opened the door, stepped aside. She walked out without another word. I closed the door, locked it, put the chain on. Then I called a locksmith for first thing in the morning and texted the building manager. Nora no longer had access. My phone started blowing up around 10 that night. A new number, it had to be Nora. Please, can we just talk about this? I know I messed up, but you're not perfect either. You're really going to destroy our relationship over one mistake? This is so typical. Men always overreact. I didn't respond, just screenshotted everything, added it to my evidence folder, then blocked the number. 20 minutes later, a different number. Same messages. Blocked again. By midnight, I'd blocked 5 different numbers. Then Olivia texted from her own number. Edward, I think you're making a huge mistake. Nora loves you. She's devastated. Can you please just talk to her? I replied with one of Ashley's screenshots, the one where Nora called me a roommate who pays bills. Olivia didn't respond. I blocked her, too. Then Natasha, then Maeve. Everyone. Deleted the whole group chat. Erased them from my contacts. The fallout started the next morning. I woke to my phone buzzing. Maeve had posted a vague story at 3 a.m. Some people would rather punish than forgive. Normalize grace and growth. Not my name, not specific, but anyone who knew us knew. By 9 a.m., it had hundreds of views. I didn't engage. Olivia started the actual narrative that afternoon, texting mutual friends, giving them her version. I knew because Connor, a friend from college, called around 2 p.m. Hey, man. Heard about you and Nora. That's rough. Yeah. Olivia said things got pretty heated. That you kicked Nora out in the middle of the night without letting her explain. That's one way to describe it. She also said Nora was trying to work on things, and you just shut her out completely. Connor, did Olivia mention why I kicked her out? Silence. She said there was a misunderstanding about some texts with a coworker. A misunderstanding. Yeah, that's what she called 4 months of Nora sleeping with another guy while telling him I was boring and safe and she'd deal with me eventually. More silence. She actually said that? I've got screenshots if you want to see them. No, man. I believe you. That's messed up. I'm sorry. Olivia made it sound like you were overreacting to nothing. That's the version they're selling. Just wanted you to know the real one. We hung up. I didn't send him the screenshots, I didn't need to. Not everyone called to hear my version, though. Some people just quietly started acting differently, colder. For the next couple of weeks, it was the same cycle. Vague posts about healing. Rumored texts from new numbers, trying to bait me into responding. I'd block one, and another would pop up a day later. Always the same pattern, first apologetic, then deflecting, then manipulative. Your friends think you're overreacting too. Connor told Olivia you're being dramatic, a lie, as Connor had called me. Then the mask came off. Good luck finding someone who puts up with your boring routine. I could have anyone. You know that, right? I settled for you, and you're acting like I'm the one who should be grateful. I screenshotted everything, sent copies to my close friends as insurance, and blocked each number without responding. By week 3, the direct messages stopped. The social media campaign ramped up instead. Maeve posted therapy speak, normalize women making mistakes without being punished forever. Olivia posted throwbacks with captions about loyalty, real ones stick around even when things get hard. Natasha posted vague memes about toxic masculinity. I got a few unfollows, a few fewer likes. I didn't fight it. I just went quiet on social media. Then they went after my job. I got a calendar invite, quick check-in with AHR department. No details, no context. I knew what it was before I walked in. The HR rep was professional, calm, gave the just protocol opener. Then she got to it. We received some concerns from an external party. Allegations that you've been harassing an ex-partner, locking them out of shared property, threatening behavior, controlling conduct. I didn't react. Just sat there, let her finish. Do you have anything you'd like to share? I have documentation. All of it. I pulled out my phone, opened my evidence folder, and showed her 3 things: Ashley's initial message with proof, time-stamped. Nora's roommate who pays half the bills, quote, her own words. And a sample of Nora's harassment, 5 blocked numbers, Olivia's guilt trip text. The HR rep's expression changed as she scrolled. Thank you for providing context. This is helpful. I'll need to document this and get back to you. Understood. In the meantime, I'd advise you not to engage further and to continue documenting. Already doing both. A few days later, an email, report closed. No action needed on my end. I texted Connor, if anyone asks, I'm fine. If anyone pushes a story, I'm not debating it. They tried to poison my reputation at work. They failed. But something else was bothering me. The timing. How did they know about certain plans? I'd been careful. I decided to test it. I made plans for drinks Thursday night, telling 3 different people 3 different locations. Connor got a quiet coffee spot. Roman got a new brewery downtown. And Derek, a guy I'd met a few times through Nora at her work events, got a sports bar. I only went to Connor's coffee spot. My phone buzzed around 8:30. A text from Roman, bro, guess who just walked in here filming? It was the brewery. The location only Roman knew. Which meant Derek gave it to them. I finished my coffee, drove home, waited until 10. Then I texted Derek, 3 different plans, 3 different people. They went to the one location only you knew. Lose my number. I blocked him before he could respond. After that, the random encounters stopped. 2 months later, my 15-year high school reunion came up. I almost didn't go, but friends convinced me it would be good to get out. I showed up late, grabbed a drink, and posted near the name tag table. 2 girls from our class were talking nearby. Is Melody coming? I don't know. She's so busy now. Did you see her last campaign? I know. She's literally a model. An actual model, not Instagram model. Real magazine covers. I remembered Melody. Tall, always put together, naturally cool. We had classes, were friendly, but never close. Hadn't thought about her in years. I heard she's single. Please, Melody's probably dating an actor or something. They laughed and moved on. I stayed at the bar. The conversations dropped, and I looked toward the entrance. There she was. Melody walked in, posture perfect, face neutral but somehow warm. She scanned the room, and for just a second, her eyes landed on me. Something shifted. Her breath caught. Her hand tightened on her phone. A smile started too early. Then she blinked, reset. I noticed it but didn't react. She moved through the room, greeting people, but I could feel her tracking me, not obvious, just aware. 20 minutes later, she made her way over. Edward. It's been forever. Melody, yeah, long time. We talked, caught up on the basics, but she kept remembering specific details about me from high school. You used to bring those homemade lunches, right? Your mom made the best sandwiches. You were in that design elective junior year. You built that lamp thing. Little things, too specific to be casual. And every time she said my name, she said it softly. Then someone mentioned Nora, just in passing, a story about prom. And Melody's whole face changed. Her jaw tightened, her eyes went sharp. Then she smoothed it out and changed the subject. Later, I was outside getting air when I saw Nora's crew huddled near the photo booth inside, watching Melody. Olivia was animated, Natasha had her phone out, Maeve was nodding. I stayed outside. Then the door opened. Natasha walked out, phone in hand. She saw me. Edward. Wow. Didn't know you'd be here. Yeah. She glanced back inside where Melody was visible. So, Melody Torres, that's interesting. I didn't respond. She's still doing the whole crush thing, or did she finally move on? I looked at her. What? Natasha's smile widened. Oh, come on. Everyone knew. She used to stare at you in like every class. It was kind of sad, honestly. She said it dismissively, but she'd just given me something she didn't mean to. Anyway, she held up her phone, just grabbing some fresh air. You know how it is. She went back inside. I stood there, processing. Melody had a crush on me in high school. Not just casual interest, enough that people noticed. I looked through the window. Melody was still talking to the same group, professional, composed. I went back inside, waited for a natural break, walked over. Hey! Want to grab coffee sometime? Catch up properly? She turned. That mask slipped again for half a second. Then she smiled, a real smile. Yeah, I'd like that. Melody and I started messaging after the reunion. Normal stuff at first, but it shifted quickly into something more. She was in Milan for a campaign, so we FaceTimed almost every night. I learned about her life, the travel, the photo shoots, the industry grind, but also the normal stuff, what she liked to eat, what movies she watched on long flights. She was real in a way Nora never was. No performance, no games. But it wasn't all easy. One night she canceled our FaceTime, her flight delayed from Tokyo. When she finally called, 3 hours later, her voice was exhausted. Sorry, I hate this part. The constant moving, never knowing what day it is. It's fine. You okay? Just tired. Sometimes I feel like I'm living out of a suitcase and everyone only sees the highlight reel. Another time, she admitted something surprising. You know what's weird? People assume because of what I do that I'm confident about everything, but I'm not. I worry that guys only see the model thing, that they don't actually care about me. I don't see you that way. I know. That's why I like talking to you. After a few weeks, I asked her straight up, what are we doing here? She laughed. I don't know. What do you want to be doing? I want you to be my girlfriend. She didn't hesitate. Okay. Yeah, I want that, too. Long distance sucked, but it was different with Melody. We made it work. I'd visit her, she'd come back between jobs. 3 months in, I flew to Brussels to see her. She had a few days between shoots. She took me to the set, let me watch her work. I took some candid photos, behind-the-scenes moments, Melody laughing with the crew. I posted a few to my Instagram close friends story without thinking. And that's when everything escalated. Nora was still on my close friends list. I'd forgotten to remove her. 2 hours after I posted, my phone started blowing up. Messages from an unknown number, who is that? Are you serious right now? You're dating Melody? I blocked it. Then a message from a mutual friend, hey, man. Nora's losing it. Thought you should know. I didn't care. Blocked them, too. But then the real campaign started. Maeve created fake accounts and commented on Melody's posts. Nothing overtly harassing, just subtle digs. Must be nice to have everything handed to you type stuff. Melody noticed, showed me. I told her to ignore it. But one of those accounts slipped up, posted something too direct about stealing other people's boyfriends, and deleted it within the hour. I screenshotted it before it vanished. Olivia started reaching out to mutual friends with a new narrative. I'd left Nora for Melody, I'd been cheating, I was the villain. Natasha tried to orchestrate a coincidental run-in, showing up at a restaurant she knew Melody and I would be at, trying to film us. I saw her, told the host, and they asked her to leave. Then Nora tried a different approach. She started sending gifts to my apartment, flowers, notes about how we were meant to be, how she'd made a mistake but I was making a bigger one. I threw everything away, didn't respond, didn't engage. But the friend trio wasn't done. They found out Melody and Nora went to the same high school. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. It became about old jealousy. Maeve posted a throwback high school photo with a caption about fake friends and snakes, tagging people who would know it was about Melody. But I noticed Maeve was getting quieter, fewer posts. Olivia spread rumors that Melody had always been obsessed with stealing attention. Natasha reached out to brands Melody worked with, sending concerned fan messages trying to create problems. And it actually started working. Melody got an email from a skincare brand she'd done a campaign with. Professional, polite, but the subtext was clear. Hi Melody, we've received some messages from followers expressing concern about controversy surrounding you. Can you provide context? She showed me the email. I could see the anxiety building. This is what I was worried about. My whole career can shift based on perception. One rumor gets traction, and suddenly brands don't want to risk it. What are you going to say? She pulled up her response before sending it. Hi, brand contact. I'm dealing with a targeted harassment campaign from my boyfriend's ex and her friends, including fake accounts and false allegations. I've documented everything and involved the appropriate parties. If you'd like to review the evidence, I'm happy to provide it. Otherwise, I trust you'll handle unsubstantiated claims professionally. Best, Melody. She sent it without hesitation. I've dealt with worse. People try this in the industry all the time. You just have to call it what it is. The brand backed off immediately. But that night, she called me, and I could hear the exhaustion. I need you to handle this clean. I won't live under her shadow. Either she stops, or we make her stop, but I'm not spending my career looking over my shoulder. I'll handle it. Good. That's when Ashley reached out again. Hey Edward, I heard through mutual friends that Nora is still causing problems. I have more messages between her and Brad if you need them. She's been texting him again trying to reconnect. Thought you should know she's telling people you two had a mutual breakup and she's the one who ended it. I showed Melody. She looked tired. Does it ever stop? It will. But I was starting to wonder if I needed to force that ending. 6 months after the reunion, Melody had a campaign launch event in the city. Big deal. Industry people, press. She invited me as her +1. I almost said no, knowing Nora would find out, but I wasn't going to let her control my life. We showed up together. Halfway through the night, I saw them. Nora, Olivia, Natasha, Maeve. All 4 of them. They'd gotten in somehow. I told Melody. She tensed up, but kept her face neutral. What do you want to do? Nothing. They're here for a reaction. We don't give them one. We stayed on the other side of the room, talked to people, ignored them completely. But I could feel Nora's eyes on us. Then Natasha made her move. Walked right up to Melody with her phone out, recording. So Melody. How does it feel to be a home wrecker? Melody didn't flinch, just looked at her. You're going to want to leave. I'm just asking a question. Then Nora stepped up, suddenly in Melody's space, too close. You always did this, Nora said, voice shaking, not from nerves, but rage. Even in high school, you just exist, and everyone would fall over themselves. You never had to try. Never had to work for anything. Just show up and people would give you whatever you wanted. Melody's face stayed neutral, but I saw her jaw tighten. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do. You made me feel invisible my entire life. And now you're doing it again. You took everything from me. I didn't take anything from you. You took him. Nora's voice cracked. You knew we were together. You knew. And you just swooped in like you always do. I stepped between them. Calm, quiet. We weren't together. You cheated. I left. That happened before Melody and I even talked. Nora's eyes snapped to me. Because you were already thinking about her. You were just waiting for an excuse. You've got 5 seconds to walk away before I call security. You're being dramatic, Edward. There it was. Her phrase, the one she'd used to dismiss me a dozen times, but now she was the one spiraling. Natasha laughed nervously, still filming. You're not going to do anything. I pulled out my phone, called security, didn't break eye contact. 2 guys in suits showed up in under a minute. I explained the situation, showed them the harassment messages Melody had been getting, the brand sabotage attempts, the pattern. They escorted all 4 of them out. Nora tried to shout something, but security shut it down fast. Natasha tried to film, they blocked her phone. The whole thing took 3 minutes. After they left, Melody let out a breath. That was intense. They're done now. How do you know? Because Natasha just filmed security removing them for harassment. That's not the look they want. Maeve's brand is positivity. Olivia's whole thing is being the victim. This doesn't fit their narrative. They'll turn on each other before the week's out. I was right. 3 days later, Ashley sent me a message. Thought you'd want to see this. Natasha sent these to Brad trying to get him to talk sense into Nora. He showed me because he's finally done with all of them. Figured you could use the ammunition. Attached were screenshots of their group chat messages, where they planned the event crash, where they coordinated the fake accounts, where Maeve admitted she was scared it would hurt her image, where Olivia called me controlling, where Nora said Melody stole her life and always gets everything. I read through them twice. Then I did exactly 2 things. First, I sent the screenshots to my building manager with a note. These are the people who've been harassing my girlfriend and attempting to gain unauthorized access to the building. Please flag them as no entry. Thanks. Second, I sent them to Connor with one line, in case Olivia tries the victim narrative again. That was it. No public post, no social media war. The friend trio broke within 48 hours. Natasha panicked first, deleted her posts, blamed Nora for dragging her into it. Maeve scrubbed her Instagram, posted some generic choosing peace caption, and publicly distanced herself. Olivia doubled down alone, but nobody was listening anymore. Nora tried one more time. She showed up at my apartment building 2 weeks later, buzzed up. She was flagged, so the doorman called me instead of letting her up. I went down, didn't let her in, just stood in the lobby. Edward, please, can we just talk? No. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. You don't get to ask me for anything. You lost that about a year ago. I made a mistake. People make mistakes. You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. Multiple choices, for months, while calling me boring and safe to the guy you were sleeping with. That's not a mistake. That's who you are. That's not fair. You're right. It's not fair to me. But I'm done caring about what's fair to you. You need to leave. You're really going to choose her over me? I'm not choosing anyone over you. I'm choosing me over you. There's a difference. She started crying. But I just felt relief. Then her face changed. The tears stopped. Something harder came through. We could have been great. You know that, right? If you'd just been more exciting, more ambitious. If you'd given me a reason to stay interested. This is partially on you. There it was. Still blaming me. You're being dramatic, Nora. Her face went white, hearing her own words thrown back at her. The dismissive phrase she'd used on me 100 times. Don't contact me again. Don't show up here. Don't send your friends. You're done having access to my life. I walked back inside, didn't look back. She stood there for a minute, then left. Melody and I are still together. Long distance is hard. Industry pressure is real. But it's real in a way that matters. She doesn't play games. Doesn't need me to be small so she can feel big. When she's stressed about a shoot, she tells me. When I have a rough deadline, she understands. Nora was right about one thing, I'll never find someone like her again. And I'm grateful for that every day. People ask if I regret how I handled it. If I should have fought harder or forgiven her. My answer's always the same. You can't fight for someone who's already decided you're not worth keeping. And you can't forgive someone who's not actually sorry, they're just sorry they got caught. No regrets, just lessons learned and a life that's better without her in it. Some people say you can't put a price on peace, but what would you give to finally claim yours?